Yeah. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boys Caliber. You're watching another episode of the Miller Experience Overtime. I know it's been a minute, but it's summertime. We got babies, so we on vacay. But we back. We back. All right, I just want to thank you guys for liking and subscribing and supporting the channel. We're up to 651 subscribers at the moment. Like I told you guys, by the end of the year, I want to at least get to 1,000. Once we get to that 1,000, we're gonna move up. You know how it goes. I want to welcome back Victor, also Craig, and also our guest today, the Mustang man, Jason Moore. How y'all gentlemen doing today?
Doing well, doing
We're
well.
doing good. Good to
Hey,
see y'all.
so y'all already know it's a crazy year, especially it's election year, so y'all know how that is. But Jason,
I knew it was coming.
you got some explaining to do.
Boy,
What Ricky Ricardo used to tell Lucy, you got some explaining to do. I'm up, man. We're gonna post your post up on Facebook, Jay, and I'm gonna read it to the people, and we're gonna dissect this thing, man. I feel like now. Before I get started, I want to say anybody that knows me, I can care less about your political views. I'm gonna let my man Craig handle that part with you, okay? And Victor, but it's some other things I want to ask that you got to explain to me because I don't understand. But I digress, and we'll get to that once I read the post. All right.
Yep.
All right, Victor, put it up for me real quick.
All right, there you go.
All right. So yesterday, Jason posts, I cannot understand people. Kamala Harris is not fit for office. She has to be the biggest embarrassment for the black community. Yet you are desperate to elect a black woman into office. Your common sense goes out the window. I'm sorry if this should offend anyone. That's like saying, try not to hurt your feelings, but this is a desperate Hail Mary from the Democrats. They want a puppet. Those of you who voted for corrupt Hillary Clinton will be the same ones to vote for Carmela. Yes, she isn't your savior. Correction. She isn't your savior. Let me make a slight edit to this post. This isn't about race. This is about America surviving after Joe Biden fiasco. I'm not a Democrat nor a Republican. I do not care about your skin color, but you do what you do. Trump 2024. Okay. Before I get started, can you explain yourself, Jason, for that?
What do you want to know? I mean, seriously.
All right.
All
right. So my question is this. This is one thing I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I can care less about your political views. What my statement is. I always say, worry about publicly. That's what's going to affect us. Local. That's what's going to affect us. But my biggest question to you, man, as a white man, how can you say what's embarrassed to the black community?
Because all the things that we've ever talked about during the Miller Experience, during Shop Talk, all those things, we all together, we all kind of agree on certain things. The way our household should be run. God in our lives, and so forth. And I remember you saying something to me a long time ago, and I think it was on one of the series of Shop Talk, and you said, our people have to get right. And I remember that. And you said to me, I can say that, but you can't.
Yeah.
And so when we look at Kamala Harris, okay, well, let me back up. When I got on, I'd been off social media for a day or two. I flipped through it, but I got on, and I even jumped on TikTok to make sure my stuff was sharing for the next show we have coming up. But and I always go to the live, see who's running live. Sometimes there's cars and whatnot. And I swear to you, I must have come across 25. I've never seen this before in my life. 25 black women saying how they supported Kamala Harris in becoming the next president. And this was a move to put them on the map. And we're finally going to get ahead and all this stuff. And to me, and I've always listened to you guys as well, I don't see a difference between white and black. Culturally, yes, we have differences, but I don't see the difference. And to me, they knew Joe Biden was going to fail at this election. They knew it. Trump had a 13-point lead. So what they did is they took a person that appealed to the black female community at the last election, just like commercials now. They're all diverse. You see Hispanics in there, you see black people, you see white people, you see Oriental people, you see Haitian people, you see all these people when you should have been doing this all along. So now to me, it looks almost racist. Okay. And I don't like that. To me, she's not fit for office. She's not done anything for any of the communities. Not white, not black, not anything. Matter of fact, if you do enough research, you find out that she almost targeted black people when it came to the prison and laws and so forth. And then you've got Miller, and I took what you said to heart when you said that one day, and it means, because we've talked about it before, on social media, we see a lot of robberies, for instance, the snatch and grabs. They run in the store, they grab all these purses and they fly out, or they run in and grab a bunch of trash, clothes, whatever, and they run out. And it's always portrayed to be all it is black people, right? Mm-hmm. And so that hit me. I was like, Miller's right. They've got to do better. They got to stop pushing this propaganda that all black people are terrible people, because that's not the case. And so to me, the Democrats are just manipulating our American people for somebody that has done nothing. Matter of fact, she's lied to the American people, and I just posted. I saw it up on a news break that they were talking about articles of impeachment for her because of lying to the public and lying to the American citizens and pretending that Joe was, okay, and he's not okay, and all this other jazz, and the immigration problem, because that falls on her plate directly. She was assigned.
Okay. Whew, Lord, here we go. Okay, you say she's lying to the American people. She's lying to the American people. Trump lies every time he opens his mouth. Okay, and I'm not doing that whataboutism. This is real. It's been well documented. When you say immigration problem, we've had that for years. Democrats tried to do something. Republicans said no because Donald Trump said no. Okay, you remember that. Donald Trump said, no, we're not going to do an immigration thing because he wanted it on his watch if he got there. You said he had a
But why? But why? Back up to the original. Joe Biden invited on national.
Jason. Let Craig finish. You go.
Because Trump wanted nothing to do with anybody doing immigration except the way he wanted to do it, because he wanted credit for it. So he told the Republicans not to sign on to it. When both of them, it was a bipartisan bill that they did to agree on immigration, but he told them not to sign because he didn't want Joe Biden to look good. Now, if it's for the American people, why can one man stand in the way of progress? Okay, that's the first point. Second point, you talk about racism. Trump has paddled in it for almost his entire life. Yeah. Trump is a user. Trump will use whomever he can to get ahead. Okay, but when it comes to the black community, he will throw the N-word around. His family even said it, and they have nothing to gain from this. His sister, prior to her death, being a federal judge, she said it. She says he's a horrible person. We hear the things that come out of his mouth almost on a daily basis, and it's about putting people down, calling people names, and that's fit for office? What policies does he have except for putting people down? Showing pieces of paper that has nothing on it but says, oh, this is the next best health care bill. And people follow that blindly. It's an ignorance, but it's a willful ignorance, which is dangerous. You sit there, and we sit there and we say, you try to give him a pass. He said the things that he's done. He's talked about the things that he's done to abuse women or assault women. And we're okay with that? I think not. We have to stand up for what's right. What George Orwell said it. In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. Why is that? The truth should be forefront. It should be front and center. Anytime you talk to a Republican and you say, hey, you know what, we want to do fact check in real time. No, we're not going to do that. Why not? Oh, we want to kill misinformation. Hey, but that's freedom of speech. Let's do the right thing. Anytime the Republicans do something that's worthy, like to say they want to investigate the assassination of Temple and Trump, what did Democrats do? Jump on board. Let's do this. Now, again, and in my opinion, if it was the other way around, in this political climate, we already know what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans would hide their hands. They'll sit on them. They're not going to have that. They want to impeach. And the reason the Democrats impeached Trump was worthy.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. He tried a quid pro quo on Ukraine.
No.
And it was factual. Vindman said it. Vindman was on the call.
Nope.
He wasn't on the call? Vindman was on the call and he spoke on it. He said what Trump said. Trump tried to back it up and double down. Then when he realized it was wrong, he said, hey, there's nothing wrong with that call. It was a beautiful call. We had a beautiful time. Why tell people what you think they should believe instead of telling the truth? The truth hurts. With him, he will double down until there's nothing left. And people sit there and believe. And then when they find out, oh, it was a lie, they'll be like, oh, I was a lie. It was a lie all the time. I knew it was a lie. Come on, people. Let's do the right thing. Call a spade. Call a liar a liar. If you don't want to say liar, say mendacious. Well, let's be real. He's not fit for office. He wants to be a dictator. Everybody knows it. Who does he cherish? Who does he talk about? They write him beautiful letters. But dictators. He wants to be a dictator so bad that it hurts. He's talking about calling for a civil war. I speak truth because this is what I do.
Yeah, this is what
I read. I educate myself. People don't want to do that. They want to hide blindly behind the things that he say and look foolish.
I follow social media. Yeah.
Literally look foolish. You're following somebody blindly who assaults women and laughs about it and says it's locker room talk. And we're going to follow that? And we're saying we're men of God? We fishers of men? I'm not a fisher of a liar. I'm not a follower of a liar. In fact, I like to be a leader, and I lead by principles. Ethics, morals. Can we say any of those things about Donald Trump? Can we put it in a sentence with Donald Trump's name? No. Absolutely not. And I don't want to cast aspersions on him. It's there.
Jason, you got to admit that. You got to admit that, Jason.
No. Let me. I wrote down all the things that I want to pinpoint. Let me tell you. Let me tell you a story. Hillary Clinton. Okay, I did a paper on her 20 years ago. My dad passed away in 2010. She was found guilty of embezzlement from the Clinton Foundation that's supposed to help children. If you Google that now, that information now, it is gone. It's disappeared. You can't find anything on it. And I bring that up because there's too much he said, she said. There's too much of this nonsense going on. Okay? If they can make stuff disappear, they can make things appear. Okay? I've never said, and we've talked about Trump before, I've never said he's a perfect person. And we know that he's imperfect. he said something on hidden recording that most guys, and quite frankly, a lot, even the women have responded, even on my Facebook page, because I do any kind of post I do a public post. That way anybody can pick off on it. And most women talk worse than that. Granted, what's the root of all evil? Money. You think you can buy your way out of anything as long as you have an endless supply of money. That is the truth. Do I think at one point in time in his life he was probably not the best guy out there? Absolutely. Do I think the man's changed now? I do. Do I think he wants what's best for America? Yes, I do.
So why you don't feel that way about Kamala Harrison? Maybe she wasn't the best in her time, but you don't think she has changed and want the best for America? If you can feel that way for Trump, why can you feel that way for Harris? Huh?
She just ran with Joe Biden for 4 years. She couldn't handle the border. How is she supposed to handle a country?
You saying she couldn't handle the border? This has been going on for 30 plus years.
No.
Yes,
Now,
yes, it has.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. We're not talking about.
No, but you're trying to compare. You're trying to compare, but you're throwing it in her lap. You're saying you're throwing it in her lap, but you
no.
What caused that? You failed to comment on the fact that it was a bipartisan bill. She's been working behind the scenes with this bipartisan bill. They put it in place, and Trump told them to not do it. Now
that's right.
Let's be right. You're saying
I 100% agree with that.
You put an immigration in her lap.
I 100% agree with that. What caused the influx of these millions and millions of people? Joe freaking Biden. That's hands down.
That's not
Joe
true.
invited everybody into this country.
True. This has been going on for years. And if you want to be real, it's not just in Mexico. This happens throughout Canada, coming across the Canadian border. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone was here. If we want to be real,
Joe stopped building the wall.
We're all immigrants. But let's be real now. Let's be clear. A lot of people have been coming across the border for years illegally.
No,
and he didn't.
No one's calling that.
It's not. He didn't open the border. What he did was he said, "We're going to do it the way the Constitution had put it in place." You understand? We are going to do it the way it was supposed to be done. We're not going to circumvent the process. You understand? Trump circumvented the process. Took those families, those kids away from those families, and Joe Biden had to come in and fix that fiasco.
No, that was instilled by Obama. That was instilled by Obama.
That was even still before him.
Look this up. Biden has moved more immigrants out of the U.S. than any other president. Look it up.
No, right here. Illegal immigrants doubled under Biden. Doubled. He stopped the wall from being built, and he invited the illegals in.
Listen to me. In fact, we should stop building walls, and we should build bridges. We should do things the right way. You understand? And we can never do things the right way when you have one side who says they want to do it, but they truly don't because they want to make a political imperfect statement. They want to say, you know what? We want to do it, but they're hiding their hands. Oh, we can't do it because they're not giving us what we want. Really? It was a bipartisan bill. Let's be real.
But here's a thing on bipartisan bills. It's a give and take all the time. That happens all the time with all kinds of bills.
Absolutely.
Okay,
but it was agreed upon.
You have to take the facts into consideration. And Joe Biden, Joe himself, caused this immigration influx of government.
I'm not.
Okay. Let's stop for a second. I know, guys. Let's give details. What exactly did Joe Biden do to cause the influx of immigrants? What policy?
He stopped the wall.
Okay, the wall has nothing to do with this. The wall. First of all, the wall is absolutely ridiculous. Because you can't build a continuous wall across the southern part of the U.S. anyway. You have lakes, rivers, and tribal lands. And wall crossing the border is not the only form of illegal immigration. There are people who come over there with visas and overstay their visas. That's another form and the most common form of illegal immigration.
That's true.
So he stopped the wall. What else? I'm sorry to cut you off. He stopped the wall. Okay.
Yep. He opened the gates. He was on live TV, and he said, "We welcome you all." And that's not how we do it, because you have immigrants that have come to this country and done things the right way and gone through the proper channels to become American citizens, and they have to learn English. They have to have a job once they're allowed to work. I forget. There's a buddy of mine. His wife is Colombian, and she actually did all, and she's been teaching 20 years, and she is still not an American citizen, but she did everything the right way. We're talking about these folks that come over, and instead of them coming over because America accepts children, so what they do is they send their children across the border that are underage, then they become citizens and they bring their parents over. But Joe came on national TV and opened it, and that's what everybody's
so you're saying that Joe Biden said y'all can come over, and then immigrants said, okay, we'll come over now. And he went to the border and got a key and unlocked the gate. And they just came right on in. Because Joe Biden said so?
The gates were open. Did you not see it on TV? Did you not see this?
The gates were open before Joe Biden. The gates were open before Trump, before Biden, before Clinton, gates been open for a while.
Yeah.
And that's
I asked for a specific policy detail. Just because a president says anything doesn't by de facto make it policy. What policy did he enact that caused an influx of illegal immigrants? What bill did he sign?
I will say this: he has deported more immigrants than any other president. That's fact. But let's get back to Trump. When you talk about immigration, did he separate the kids from their families?
A lot of them, from my understanding, came in by themselves. The children came in by themselves.
Hold on. Did he separate the children from their families? Did he have a policy that separated?
I didn't even look that up. I'll be honest.
Yeah, he had a policy put in place by Stephen Miller that that separated the kids from their families. That was a policy.
Mm-hmm.
How heartless.
How's that heartless?
How inhumane.
Bring children from their families.
What do you mean? How is that heartless?
By the way,
how
is
that
policy that existed under Obama?
We have to control the amount of people. We have to control the amount of people coming into our country.
Hold on.
About separating their families?
You said how is
that separating children from their families?
I feel like we're piling up on you, and I don't want to. But when you said how is that heartless, I'm gonna be real with you when I say that. When I say this. Most people in the black community would think that's a Republican talking point, that they have no heart, that they separate the kids from their family, that they don't care about the kids being able to go to a doctor because they won't pass Medicaid expansion, and things of this nature. That's heartless. You understand?
But
so
we're
when
not.
When you talk about separating a child, think about this, Jason. You have your child, and you go into another country, and they take your child away from you, regardless of what the policy is. But that child is taken away from you. How would you feel?
You have to take the totality of circumstances into play when you do this. You're talking.
This is being real, and I even gave you an example.
No, you can't use that scenario. That scenario doesn't exist because these people came in illegally. They cannot house adults with children because it's a liability issue. And that was brought up in a long, drawn-out paper I read online.
Jason,
it is all about liability.
How was other cabinets able to do it? The presidencies.
What other cabinets?
How were they able to keep their kids with the family?
What other kids? What other cabinets? This has been going on a long, long time. The cages were built back during the Obama era, and then he was separating them. Then Trump took the fall for
No. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. What are Trump policies?
What? Can barely hear you.
He asks, what are Trump policies?
What do you mean? What are Trump policies?
That's an easy question. There's no ambiguity. It's just straight point. What are his policies?
On what? You
On
want
anything.
all or?
Just give me policies that benefit the American people. Give me a policy that Trump enacted that benefits the American people.
His foreign policy.
What foreign policy? He didn't have any. He went in to bully people. There was no foreign policy. He wanted to stop NATO.
That's right.
NATO. Why would you stop NATO? Why would you allow the war to come to us?
Do you know we pay? Do you know we pay for NATO, right? You know that.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Like every other country.
Okay. That's like every other country, but we pay for protection.
Okay.
We're keeping them out. We're keeping the war away from our front door.
Right. But there's a reason behind that. He strong-armed me, yes, absolutely, and I agree with it, because here's what occurred. He saw all these different countries in NATO not paying their fair share, okay?
Right.
And he's like, hey, listen, this ain't gonna fly. You know, we're not America's not everyone's savior. We can't keep affording to run here or run there and do this and do that. Everyone needs to pay their fair share. And if they can't,
I'm going to tell you this. I understand that, and I'm going to tell you this. It truly wasn't about that. It was about the fact that he wanted to get away from NATO to be a dictator with Putin. Putin wanted America out of NATO, and Trump agreed. You understand? So Trump agreed with who? A dictator who rules with an iron fist. What did Trump say? He likes guys who control their people. You understand?
When did Trump
he
say
wants
he
to be able
likes
to
guys who control people?
his people. He said this. These aren't my words. These are his.
Never heard that come out of his mouth. He said I heard that the speech I heard, he said he has a good relationship with Putin. He's got a good relationship with Kim Jong-un. He's got a good relationship with the other one.
Xi Jinping?
Yes.
Yes. And I like the way he controls his people. I'd love to be that way.
But here's the thing. People look at it from two different sides, though. You and I are disagreeing, okay?
Yeah,
our perspective is, if we have world peace, it's built on good relationships, period.
Right.
World peace is based on good relationships.
Absolutely, 100%.
He had good relationships with everyone. Everybody was.
Who did he have a good relationship with? Only dictators. He didn't have a good relationship with NATO members. They hated him. He came into NATO, bullied his way through. You know what I'm saying? He moving people out of the way. They didn't care for him. They didn't care for him at all.
Who said that?
This is what he did. Look up the video.
No. I saw the video. I know exactly what video you're talking about.
He bullied his way through, and you just said you have to have good relationships.
Wait, can you pull out the video?
Let me see.
It doesn't mean he didn't have a good relationship. You can be a
have good relationships with NATO. That's why he wanted out. He wanted to be a dictator. He wants to be a dictator. He wants to be Kim Jong-un.
That's an opinion.
No, this is what he said.
Hold on, guys. We got the video.
But no, I haven't found the video yet. But I'll say this: many presidents have had good relationships with many world leaders, whether they be dictators or presidents or whatever. Tell me, besides Trump, which one actually said, I like the way he controls his people? That's not having a good relationship. That's showing admiration. That's admiring a dictator.
That's right.
And that's a totally different thing. You cannot like someone, have a good relationship with them. When you're saying stuff like that, you're saying that I admire this guy and I want to get what he got.
Yeah.
Where did you hear that? What video is it on?
This is what he said, man. That's what he said.
No,
he said it not only once, he said it many times.
No terrorists. You would kill them immediately. But you know what he did well? He killed terrorists. He didn't do it politically correct. He found a terrorist, they were gone within 5 seconds.
So y'all keep talking while I'm looking.
Saddam Hussein used to take great pleasure.
It's broadcasted on here, Vic.
Okay.
We can hear
yeah,
it.
you can, yeah. You got to turn it
mute
down.
my microphone while I'm trying to find the right thing. Y'all keep.
Yeah, Trump is a wannabe dictator. JC, you cannot deny that. He wants to.
No, I will all day long. I don't believe so at all.
You deny that?
Yes, absolutely.
So, Jason, let me ask you this:
a dictator,
what is it about?
Want to make his people have more money, be able to get things. A dictator wants to control those things. And I'll tell you, the biggest reasons people are going to vote for Trump, my house was 2.75% interest rate. It is now 6.75 with an 850 credit score. Cars, my truck is a 3.99. We tried to get my wife a new Bronco at 7.25%. That's people with great credit.
Jason, let me ask you this. If you don't think he's a dictator, then what the hell was January 6th?
January 6th was a bunch of rogue people. That's what January 6th was.
From who?
I was just watching,
but who started it? Who started it?
Congress, when they broadcast Congress on live stream it, right?
Who started it?
They're doing an investigation saying that they left out a boatload of evidence. Nancy Pelosi is one of the key things.
Jason, who started it?
Don't know who started it.
Man, come on, man.
Jason, come on, man.
Jason,
we can't do this. Please
Jason, don't do that, bro. Come on, man. Don't do it. You know one thing about my show, man. We keep it 100 on here, bro. And like I said, I don't care about your political views, but right is right, wrong is wrong. I don't care. You know he started it. You know that.
What did he start?
Jason.
He started that riot on January 6th.
Go peacefully? When does that mean be violent?
No, he did not. No, he did
not. He said, go peacefully.
Jason, are you serious? Jason,
man, Jason,
you need to be drug tested.
Jason, don't do this, man. Don't do this.
I listened to the man. He said, go peacefully at when he made his speech before he marched up to
Jason, you said
DC.
You don't lean Democrat or Republican. But I gotta say this, man. Casper must be over on the other side with you. Because he's invisible or something. Because Jason, you over there. You are the Republican. You're the face of the Republicans because the things that you are pushing right now, the things that you're saying, it's almost like a conspiracy theorist. You understand?
Yeah.
The things that you're saying,
you don't want to hear the facts.
I want to hear factual things. I speak pragmatically. I don't want to postulate. You understand? I want to speak pragmatically. Your opinion is your opinion, but let's do it based on fact. Let's try to lean on the side of fact.
So are you all denying that Trump, during his speech, at the end said go peacefully and they marched up to the Capitol?
And he did. But what did he do prior?
Give me some facts.
We're going to go there. What did he say? Did we say we're going to go there and go peacefully? Did he say that in the beginning?
Nope.
No.
I'm asking you what he said in the beginning.
We're going to raise hell. We're going to fight.
Okay.
We're going to fight like we never fought before.
No, he said.
That's what he said.
You're going to have to fight like hell. That doesn't mean by fist. It means like by going to your local congressmen and senators.
Jason. You can try to sit there and strategize the way you want to word it, the way you thought you heard it. But obviously, them people January 6th, all they heard was go fight like hell. They wasn't talking about voting. They wasn't thinking about voting, and that showed.
And Jason, let's be real, okay? And this is just a quick little thing. The young lady that got killed, okay? And Ernest, you know this as well. If two people are together and they rob a bank, and one go to Columbia and one go to Charleston, the one in Charleston is killed by the police. The one in Columbia, he's charged with that murder because they committed the robbery together, and they were felonies, commission of a felony or something like that. Now, this young lady gets killed with all of those people bum rushing this place. Why weren't they charged?
Don't know. I mean, at the end of the day,
it's easy. It's real. It's real. John, let me ask you this. Do you think Donald Trump's racist?
Nope.
Okay. Victor, you take the question.
I've done too much research on it.
Victor, you take the questions from here.
Okay. Let me say. I'm going to say this. I don't think he's racist, but I think he understands how to play people. He plays on their fears.
I agree.
Donald Trump said there are fine people on both sides. He also said stand back and stand by.
Mm-hmm.
He also said he speaks to the white supremacists. You understand? His nephew just came out a couple days ago saying that how he had this rant about the N-word because somebody messed up his car. His sister, his niece, Michael Cohen, what's his name? The gentleman who's in prison right now. They all said Donald Trump is a racist. They said this. These are people who dealt with him and deal with him. You understand? But Victor, you're right. He's a user. And I'll say this. He loved having Hispanics come and work for him for cheap labor. At times, he wouldn't pay them. He would sue to keep from paying them. You understand? And then when he said, we don't want them over here, and then they went into his hotels and found illegal immigrants working for him. You understand? He is a user. Look at the people who are going to jail around him. Where there's smoke, there's what?
It's fire.
It all depends on how you look at it too.
Oh wow.
No, you have to. Everything has a backstory, right? Everything in life has a backstory.
Okay. Let's talk about Carmella, man. You still ain't answer my question. How you think she's the biggest embarrassment to the black community? All you just talk about black women posting it on there, but what else has she done to make her so embarrassing? And why you don't like her?
Have you heard some of her speeches? It's like
have you heard some of Trump's speeches?
What has she done? What has she done?
Not what she spoke about, but what has she done?
She hasn't done a damn thing. How about that?
Okay, so if she hasn't done anything, how can you say she's unfit or fit?
So people relate.
She's done something
with
to say
people.
she's unfit.
Okay, like you got.
First of all, hold on, time out. Let me say this. I'm gonna rephrase that. You can't say what's embarrassing to the black community because no disrespect, you're not that.
Yeah.
What is she embarrassing of just for the country? Let's rephrase that. Because that black community comment was crazy, Jason. I ain't gonna lie. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
And then you're gonna end the comment saying this isn't about race, it's about America. That's like saying, man, I don't mean no harm, but you mean harm. So it seemed like it was about race. So let's just rephrase that and say, what is she embarrassing about America, not the black community? Because you can't really say what's embarrassing to the black community.
Her speeches are awful, and it's almost she's trying to come up with her own saying that just somehow it's gonna make her famous, and she's gonna be known for that in the past.
What has she done, Jason?
Respectful.
Not a speech. What has she done?
She's lied to the American people.
Trump lied every time he opens his mouth. We've already talked about that, Jason. So
hold on, Craig, let him go.
You just asked me to answer a question, and your comeback is Trump. We're not talking
about
Trump.
Craig, go ahead. Jason, go ahead.
You're right.
She hit Joe Biden. She's known that he's not been any good for this country for a long time.
What?
This is not something just recently happened that he just fell apart. And he has been rambling speech for a year and a half, 2 years, talking about, well, when I was in this, and jumps off into China somewhere. And those speeches are real. They're not made up. I'm not over exaggerating. Everyone has seen it. She knew he wasn't competent enough. She should have taken the role and said, you know what? I need to step up and relieve him of his duties and take
she
the
doesn't
role
have the
of
power to do
because
that.
He's not competent
No. Stop it, Jason. Stop it. A vice president can't just jump up and say, I'm the president now.
No, you can't just jump
up.
She
doesn't have the power to relieve of the duty. Congress has to do that.
That's okay. Who can push that? The VP. Who can push that through?
The Senate can push that. The Senate can push that by putting forth articles of impeachment, and then come together and vote. And if it's like any other impeachment trial that's happened before, it'd be right along party lines, and Joe Biden can be removed from office. So Kamala Harris, you're blaming her for doing something that she literally does not have the power to do.
She can start the ball in motion just like everybody else has started balls in motion.
Okay, so
You
why
say
are
she
you holding
had-
everybody else accountable too?
It's a circus up there.
Here's
I
the
think
thing.
I think
You said Joe Biden speeches. Joe Biden is about policy. You understand? It's about what's great for the American people. Joe
tell me
Biden's
something he's
speech-
done great for the American people.
Well, I'll be damned.
Cutting out. There we go. You cut out.
Okay.
The whole thing stopped.
Here's the thing.
Tell me something Joe's done.
Hold on,
that has
Jason,
been
he about to,
positive.
man. Relax.
Yeah,
No, he about to. Relax, man.
Huh?
Joe Biden.
No,
has put policy.
I don't know if y'all saw it, but my whole screen went
Hold on,
like dead.
hold on. He's
okay.
done
That's right,
infrastructure
Jason. Yeah.
for something that directly affect me. He's done something for people with on diabetes with insulin. He's passed better health care to help what was the Affordable Care Act. He added on to that, which more people have signed on every year. Where I say infrastructure, he's done a lot for women's rights. He's done more for helping with Medicaid expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Done a lot.
Yes, sorry, Craig. You're out. You're. I can't
Were
hear it all.
disenfranchised.
Okay. So, can you repeat your last statement? We can't hear you, Craig.
By providing them money.
There we go.
You can't hear me?
Yeah,
I
you're
hear you
good.
now.
You're
Yeah,
good.
you said the last thing you talk about disenfranchised.
Dang, he must have lost signal. Let's give him a minute. We got you.
So was
Yeah,
it Joe freezing up or was it just him?
just him.
Okay.
Craig, you hear us?
We can't hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
Yeah, I
Can
hear you
me
now.
There we go.
Yeah.
He's done
Yeah.
a lot for disenfranchised communities. He's done a lot for HBCUs. He's done. I mean, if you want, you can look it up and print it out. Joe Biden's done a lot, a heck of a lot. He's done billions for people who was that student loan relief, because let's face it, there are countries who people don't have to pay to go to college.
Yeah.
You understand? And
Yeah.
here's my issue. When people like the Republicans voted against it for student loan relief, you don't want to pay for other, but yet you'll pay for a senator or a congressman that you didn't vote for. You're going to pay their salary. What's the difference? What's the difference?
There is none.
People who
Jason?
are trying to advance and themselves. That. You know, and another thing you said when Trump was in, this was lower, this was lower, this was lower. Why is that? Let's be real. Why is that? What did he inherit? What did he inherit? Versus what did Biden inherit? What did Clinton inherit? You see what I'm getting at?
Nope.
They all inherited garbage, and they fixed it.
You can live.
Clinton had a surplus.
You can live off.
Clinton had a surplus.
You can live off. Every
they
president lives off the previous president for 1 year.
Oh,
That is a fact. That's not my opinion.
No. He rode
Yes.
Obama's. He rode Obama's curtail of the economy. Obama.
Listen,
for
no, I'm not.
economy.
I'm not. I'm not disagreeing with you. Every single president, if we elect someone new, the very first year, they say that first year is the progress or decline, whatever, of the previous administration. Okay.
Okay. And
Meaning,
did it improve?
if he inherited a great economy,
Right.
huh?
Did it improve under Trump or did it decline? Did it improve under Trump or decline?
You said, did it improve under Trump or did it decline?
That's the question.
It improved.
No.
Yes.
No. Look it up.
Year number three.
No,
I watched
Jason.
it live
Jason,
on financial news.
Look it up, Jason. Look it up.
Year number 3. The financial analyst said in year number 3 had COVID not hit, Trump's plan was actually working.
Trump didn't have a plan. He didn't have a plan. He didn't put policies in place. In fact, his plan was to do away with everything that Obama did. That was what he was doing. Everything Obama did. Obama put regulations in place to help people. The banks, you understand? EPA, he put all those regulations in place to help American people. Trump disavowed him. He wanted to get rid of him because Obama did it. And then last thing was the ACC, Affordable Care Act. Obama put that together. It's just Obama administration put it where it was more, more affordable for the lower class and middle class. Well, let's be real. I want to speak facts.
I can read it right off to you.
Read it off.
Gained 7 million new jobs when Trump was in office. Middle class families' income increased $6,000. Unemployment reached a low of 3.5% in half a century. It's never been that low, not even under Obama and not under Joe.
Okay. No.
Now
it's been lower under Joe Biden. It's been the lowest under Joe Biden. It's been the lowest under Joe Biden.
That's okay. So
no. So let me ask you this.
Anybody can manipulate a number. You know how that? I
know.
Let
me ask this. The numbers we quoted, were those numbers continuation from Obama's years?
That it was.
No, it wasn't that low. That was
not. I didn't say. No, this is what I said. I said, were they continuations? Did it continue? Did the drop start with Obama and continue through the Trump years? Let me phrase it that way. Did the growth happen under Obama and continue through the Trump years?
Yep.
Okay, so it was not Donald Trump's ideas. It was Barack Obama's.
Yes.
He just rolled Obama's coattails.
Yes, he did.
Give him credit for that. Give him credit for that.
That's what I'm telling you.
Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay.
No.
Come on, Jay. Jay, check this out. Jay, you ain't got to like the man, but just respect.
You can only ride that train for 1 year. Because you're implementing your own policies.
No, it can be for 1 year, but if that president does nothing to change the current policies, then that improvement or decline continues.
So we need to look up all of his policies now?
He didn't have any.
You're telling me that a president came in and didn't do a damn thing and didn't write his own policies? Now that's uneducated. I'd never hear.
I'm saying on this point, on this issue, you cannot give Donald Trump credit for growth or decreased numbers when they continued when Obama was continuing was president. You got to give Barack Obama the credit. Whether it was 1 year or 2 years
for the first year.
No, for every year after that.
No,
until that president sets a new policy.
Jason,
no.
I'm telling you.
All right, put it like this. Gas. Let's use something simple. Gas was $2.12 the day Joe Biden took office. $2.12 a gallon.
Yeah.
And my friend Shannon, we made a post, and I said, that's not my president. And we got in an argument. I said, I tell you what. I said, if gas doesn't go up above $4 a gallon, I'll call him my president. I said, but I guarantee you before the year's out, it'll go above $4 a gallon. What cause and effect? He canceled the pipeline. He said no more new drilling permits, and he was pushing the electric agenda. And he mentioned infrastructure. Why are we going to pay for something we've already paid for? He's not done anything.
Okay, Jason, look it up. Look it up. He opened up drilling. He has.
No, he did not. No, he did not. I have looked that up, and if
Trump
they
said
changed
we're
it,
gonna
it's a lie.
drill.
He did.
If
He did.
it's
Jason,
been
he
changed
did.
since I looked it up, it's a
Jason, he
lie.
did. Jason, he did. But he didn't want to do the pipeline because the Republicans said, Democrats said, I'll do the pipeline under Obama. I'll do the pipeline if we keep it all here and not sell it. The Republicans didn't want to do that. Am I right? Jace.
I'm gonna recant. I'm going off the first thing you said.
I'm sorry, give me a minute.
January 21st,
Hey,
2021.
Vic, do we got any comments?
Biden administration stops all oil, gas lease permits under land and water. All of it stopped.
Vic,
That's right. And
hold on, guys. Vic, do we have any comments?
A lot of comments. I'm sorry. I'm kind of looking at 5 billion things at once right now.
Yeah, my guy Mike was saying he's commenting a bunch.
Yeah.
You read all some of the things he's saying. He's a professor at Arizona State.
Okay.
Oh, we can't see him. You can't see him, Miller.
No, I can see his comments.
I know. I'm saying only you can see the comments.
Yeah, only Vic can see it. Only Vic can see it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's commenting a lot. One comment he said is the tax plan that doesn't work, trickle down economics
doesn't work.
So Trump could have been impeached by Pence too. Yeah, he's saying a lot. I'm trying to catch everything. More oil permits are up now more than ever. This is what.
Thank you.
Hey, Mike, if you watching, I hit Mike up earlier. Mike, if you watching, put your email in the comments, and Vic will send you a link so you can come on and chime in also.
Yes.
Permits are up. That's what I was telling you, Jason. Yeah, he had the most. He had the most permits for drilling. Biden. Yes. That's what I was telling you.
It's trying to make someone that was a zero a hero, is what I call it. You stop the drilling permits, which caused the cost of fuel to go skyrocketing because we had to go to other countries. We were energy independent. We were exporting more than we ever had. So
and
then,
just said, why export if you want to keep it here? They wanted to keep the oil here. That's what I was telling you. They had more barrels than ever. Remember, he opened them up during the when the gas prices went up because Saudi Arabia, I believe, it was OPEC. OPEC was taking their price up, which obviously drives the global economy up. You understand? It drives the global oil prices up, not just in America.
yes, I understand.
I make this pledge to the great people of America. I will end the devastating inflation crisis immediately, bring down interest rates, and lower the cost of energy. We will drill, baby, drill.
And this is 2024.
Can you believe what they're doing? But by doing that, we will lead a large-scale decline in prices. Prices will start to come down. Energy raised it. They took our energy policies and destroyed them. Then they immediately went back to them. But by that time, so much was lost. But we will do it at levels that nobody's ever seen before. And we'll end lots of different things. We'll start paying off debt and start lowering taxes even further. We gave you the largest tax cut. We'll do it more.
Okay. So,
and who benefited from the tax cut? Who benefited from his tax cut?
Two people, middle class and rich. And it wasn't the rich. It was actually the how do I want to say it?
Top 1%. The top 1%.
The owners.
The top 1%.
It was a break on business.
I'm sorry, guys. I just emailed you. I just text you Mike email bit.
Okay,
Send
I
him
got
the
it.
link.
Give me like 30 seconds.
So I call him. His name is Big Mike on YouTube. He's a professor at Arizona State. I don't know if you guys follow the fitness guy and professional boxer Mike Rashid. Mike Rashid trained him on losing 100 pounds. It's a big deal. If you're into fitness, you'll know who this guy is. But call him Big Mike.
So you're trying to say you're into fitness?
Yeah, man, you know that.
Okay, I sent them an email. The email's been sent. So.
What happened to Craig?
We try in and out again. Yeah, I don't know where he is, but he's in and out.
But yeah, Jason, man, come on, man. Like, one thing, that's why I said I don't get into politics. That's why I let people that know more about politics come on the show and kind of, you know, debate with you on these topics. But this is the reason why it turns into just nastiness, man. Like,
no, hey, regardless of political views, everyone is allowed to have their opinion, and that's it. I still like Craig. I still think he's an awesome dude. I mean, everybody has their different political views, just like religious views. So I'm okay with that. But even,
can you admit what you posted? That was crazy.
I don't think so.
It's the word, man. It's the word. Mike, what's up?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, big dog? You doing all right?
Man, I'm good. I'm just leaving work. I'm sorry I couldn't join earlier, but I've been listening. So good conversation, good dialogue. I like that it's kept peaceful and professional with everyone. So we need more of that in this country, where people can sit down and talk and have a good conversation based upon facts, and still be cordial to each other. So I appreciate it.
No problem.
How are you driving, Mike? Because I see a double sunroof.
Oh, I got a caddy. I got a caddy.
Mike got that bread, man. Come on, man.
I knew it was nice. I see the double sunroof right there. I'm like, oh.
My apologies. My phone.
Oh, we got Craig joining. Craig is back.
We got Craig back.
So Mike, you was watching. Mike, you watching the show. So chime in, man. Give us your thoughts so far. What you heard, man?
So just a lot of things that I've heard, and we can touch a little bit on everything. And again, I appreciate, I'll call it opposing thoughts, because I watch, just a little background, I watch Fox, Newsmax, everything, because I need to understand both sides and the way different people think. And that's the only way I can really understand if the way I'm thinking is right or not. So, I don't want to be biased. I don't want to be in a silo. I don't want to be in an echo chamber. So I base my, again, being in academics, everything has to have a data and a number, and then there's nuance with anything. But listen to the conversation. Just a couple of things that I can remember off the top of my head. OPEC, they're more, and again, all of this is facts. You can look it up. There are more oil permits now ever being submitted and being granted by the Biden administration than ever. We talked about gas prices being up. Yeah, gas prices are up, but IT supply chain, so it's about supply and demand. So it's not as simple as just, gas prices are up. But the part of it we talked about earlier is OPEC. Trump made a deal with OPEC 2 years to keep prices low. and put extra supply into the market to keep prices low, gas prices low. So that's part of it also. We're also a net exporter of energy now, so we're really the only time in history energy independent now. Haven't been before under any other administration.
Thank you.
Talked about the Keystone Pipeline. The Keystone Pipeline was crude oil was sent from Canada down to the Gulf of Mexico, and with that being the case, it was never meant for us in the U.S. It was crude and it wasn't gas. So with that being the case, it had no effect on our oil supply or our pricing. The one person I follow, and you guys should follow him on, and he's really good, is Mr. Global on TikTok. A gas guru and an oil guru, and again, he points out detailed information that I was able to validate on public websites as far as the land and means, different websites and things like that has published government data as to where different levels are. So those are just things I heard off the top of my head that you guys were talking about. But I'm still interested in the reasoning behind, and I haven't heard real explanation around the comments on Kamala that I read that Jason's put out. So unless there's something else, I don't want to codify all the time, but if there's something else you guys want to talk about, I'm happy to chime in whenever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting on that too. I just asked him that before you came in.
Yeah, I was listening.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I'd answered it to you. Because let me put it like this: because you're my friend, okay, and you made that statement a long time ago about my people or our people need to get right. All right. When I see someone in a professional position that, as you put it, represent your people, okay, that doesn't come across as a professional, that is almost faking it, if you will, to me, that's an embarrassment. And I, as your friend, see it that way, as an embarrassment for you and for others like you that are successful. I've always said it.
Did she graduate HBCU?
Miller had.
Wait, didn't she go to Yale or Harvard?
She graduated from an HBCU. How?
Right, but didn't she go to Yale or Harvard?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
So you know how tough it is to get into. You know how tough it is, how smart you have to do to get into Yale or Harvard. Or is the narrative that you're trying to say is she was in because she's DEI? But then again,
DEI. That no.
I mean, which is a dog whistle, which is a racist dog whistle.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, so let's try this for a second.
I'm going based off observation.
Let's walk through Kamala Harris. So I'll try and find some points for resumes and kind of see if we can knuckle some things down here. So from 2011 to 2017, she was the Attorney General of California. What did she do during that time that will make you say she's unfit for office now?
I read it earlier today. We've talked about so much. They talked about her preventing people from getting her blocking people from getting early release out of prison that were nonviolent offenders. Between her and the governor, I believe it occurred, and I read that just today.
Okay, so she's kept people from getting early release or nonviolent offenders.
Your standard weed conviction or whatever small nonsense convictions.
Okay. Now, a lot of other attorney generals have done that. A lot of other. Oh, sorry.
And I'm gonna use it as a rebuttal back from a Republican side or conservative side. When has the Republicans or conservatives ever, since you guys are the party of law and order, when have they ever lowered sentences based upon good behavior? From my understanding, a sentence is a sentence, and you do the crime, you do the time. But it seems like that's only come the case when certain people and certain demographics come to the table. You know, so that's the question I have is, I understand that that's the narrative that's going on, but is that something that you're in favor of too? Because if
What's
it's not, then that shouldn't be a point that you're making.
Yeah, listen, I believe everybody is entitled to make a mistake in their life. I'm the first one to tell you that. Okay. And for someone to be in, let's just say, child support, because the prisons are overflowing, I think that's asinine backwards. Why would you put a man in prison because he doesn't pay child support, and that just puts him further in the hole? That's ridiculous. Okay. So we're talking about minor offenses, and yes, someone gets locked up for.
Was marijuana seen a minor offense prior to becoming legal in some of the states?
Yes.
What state and what Republican ever said it was a minor offense?
Let me rephrase your question. Was it treated like a minor offense? Is it all right if I rephrase your question, Michael?
Go ahead.
Was it treated as a minor offense?
Yes. That's what the article is saying. Some of them, it gave a listing of some of the minor offenses that were nonviolent crimes that
So people are doing life in jail. People are doing life in jail for marijuana convictions, 20, 30 years. When has it come? When has it been the conservative point to say, you know what? And I've never seen it, but you know what? Hey, marijuana is a minor offense. We shouldn't let them go to jail. I've never seen that narrative. If there is, please let me know. But I've never seen that narrative.
Have we ever thought that
I'm
she
not.
was prosecuting?
I don't claim to be on either side of the fence.
Based on the laws, she didn't.
Yeah.
She didn't make the law. She prosecuted based on
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it is, and I'm glad you said that, because if she didn't do her job,
thank you,
and prosecute to the laws, you would have said she soft on crime.
Sorry, Mike, you're breaking up.
You're breaking up, Mike.
Yeah. No politician wants to be viewed as being soft on crime.
never.
No matter what side of the aisle.
Hang on.
Can you guys hear me now?
You're back
Yeah,
now.
We got you now. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know where I cut off at. I was going through a tunnel. What I was saying is that she was doing her job. So the narrative would be if she didn't do it, she's not doing her job. And then she's soft on crime.
When
Right.
you get
But then adding to that, the narrative was, okay, 1,956 black men between the time frame that she put in jail. Okay, but when it turned out, I guess that someone just has done the research on it. 45 people only went to jail over that almost 2,000. They said there were thousands, and ended up being trickled that down a little bit more.
Right.
It ended up only being 23 black people. So from the standpoint is she's put things in place, but the bottom line is she's done her job, and so I beating people up for doing their job.
No. That's not what I'm beating her up about. This was an article. This was an article written about her and the governor teaming up together. The prisons out there in California were overflowing. Okay, they couldn't house anymore, so they were trying to do the early release based on good behavior. She declined that. They tried to do the release for minor offenses. She declined that. She teamed up with the governor and stopped all that. And that's white and black. It doesn't say race.
Agree.
And so, do not get me wrong. Are they crimes? Yes, but I'm sorry, but
if that's
today,
the case,
I guess today everybody seems to be smoking dope out there on the streets.
Well, yeah. In Arizona, where I'm at, weed is legal. Pop an edible, walk down the street, smoke a joint. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
It's simply the same as alcohol.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Those, and I think we can all agree that those are minor offenses.
Yes.
Yes.
But the
court system didn't treat them like that,
Yeah,
especially young black men.
Right.
No, it wasn't just based on black people. It was across the board. That the article,
we got 10 minutes, guys. 10 more minutes. 10 minutes.
The article. That's what the article spoke about. It wasn't just black people or just Hispanics. It was across the board. They were trying to release like 5,000, I think. They said in the article about 5,000 people.
And you're right. And the reason you're right. The reason I know is my uncle's one of the 5,000. He got 25 and he's still in prison right now, and he's in his late 60s for a minor crime.
Yeah.
But he had the 3 strikes law, which Kamala Harris didn't put in place. But again, if you have 3 strikes
She
law,
had to.
you're going
gotta
for
act on it.
25. Doesn't matter.
She had to
So you have to.
prosecute based on law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The laws that were enacted, she had to prosecute based on.
Right.
She didn't write them.
So
She's got to prosecute him, man.
Yeah, you gotta do your job.
I'm personally not down on her for prosecuting somebody. I am saying she refused to help release some of these folks that shouldn't have been there for these minor offenses.
If you're handcuffed by the law, how do you do it?
No, it was God.
We don't
You'd
know
have
the
to,
circumstances.
You have to look it up.
Like you can theorize, it's empirical. Every case is different. Every case is of itself. So maybe there were 5, 6 offenses prior to this one. You understand? So you can't say, oh, they had one offense and she wouldn't let them out.
No. This was something California did for 5. They wanted to release 5,000 folks.
Right, but you got to pick and choose which ones you're going to release, and they do it based on what? Criminal record?
They were based on good. The article said it was based on good behavior.
We don't know what
that's not what the article said.
Right,
you know
what
the
criminality was.
But you know what the narrative was? California is releasing criminals back onto the streets.
Thank you. And
that was the narrative. That was the narrative.
Right.
I'm from California. That was the narrative. Californians are releasing criminals back into the streets. It wasn't anything about color or nothing. It was just Californians releasing prisons. And then, okay, well, why are you, doing your job? And then the narrative of, crime in California is higher than other places. It's never trickled down to her until now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And personally, with 3 strikes, my thing is, back in the day, everybody was for 3 strikes. I my own ignorance was for 3 strikes. Nobody should be getting beaten up over it now. I mean, we all thought it was okay.
Yes, agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen,
and Jason, just for back to my question when I asked you about the embarrassment, she's not. She's well educated. Just from a historical standpoint, we never had a colored possible president, and that's big in our community. What's that?
That's what I read.
Okay. We're not denying it.
So you can look at it. So because I never want to misrepresent, because Vic always calls me out.
Send me
the
link. Do this, Jason. Send me the link, and I will put it in the description or the comments, whichever one YouTube will let me do. Just send me the link.
Back what I was saying, Jason, you weren't paying no attention. Back what I was saying, she's not embarrassment to the Black community. You got to rephrase that statement, man. That post you posted, to be honest with you, from a friend, that's asinine, man.
Well, I'll say this. I don't want anyone not to say what they feel, and that's what he feels.
Yeah, I was going to go that route. He can say what he want to say. That's his right. Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the way you feel, based on the information you have, stand on it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
What I consider, and it's for anyone, what I consider level-headed, intelligent. I don't care what school you went to. I don't care if you went to Harvard or you went to a community college.
Oh yeah, I agree.
All about what you're doing today, and for other people. And I've commended Miller on it on this show. What he does with the youth, what he does with the football team, what he does for people training.
But we don't know what she's doing.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
We do know what she's
behind
doing.
The scenes.
She's behind the scenes.
Right.
But
the vice president's not out there like, because Joe Biden didn't want to be out there like a Trump or anyone
Jason.
else. He wanted to be a president. He wanted to be people. He doesn't have to be in the limelight.
Yeah, Craig, you're right. Jason, the only thing I was going to say is, the narrative. You don't know the detail. You know the narrative. That's the narrative that's out there.
And that's all I was about to get to. You guys basically say what I was going to say. That's all I was trying to get to, Jay.
Mike, what do you mean? Yeah. What did you say?
What I'm saying is, the narrative. I had a conversation with someone that's running for city council out here about it, and a young lady, she said the same thing, and we had a conversation as a part of it. I'm like, the narrative, and then when I gave her, fit her with the facts that we just spoke about with the different things with law and how the numbers trickle down from 1900 really to 23 and the narrative. She's like, you know what, you're right. She's like, I knew the narrative. And in this case, I think people know the narrative of what's out there, and the whole narrative that, again, that's going on with around now is, from one side is DEI. We know what DEI means.
What does it mean? I've seen 3 different definitions today. I just saw that.
DEI, when certain people say DEI, essentially means you're not qualified.
Yeah. It stands for diversity,
equity, and inclusion. But that's not what it is. It's how it's being used. Yeah. When people say you're DEI higher, they're essentially saying you're unqualified.
You're unqualified. They gave you this job based on.
I've never heard of this term. That's why I'm asking. I've never.
Oh yeah, no. 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 I'm just educating. Yeah.
I saw that today. Here's my thing, and it's not far fetched. Okay. At the end of the day, the American people, hands down, not one of us in this room can tell you what's going on and what's the truth and what's a lie. Because I have seen so much stuff deleted off of the internet. I did my degree in from 2010 to 2000, I think it was 13 or 14, to finish my degree in psychology. And papers that I did important stuff on is gone. And
Jason, would you agree that? Jason, can you agree that some of the stuff that's put on the internet is actually false?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
but we don't. Here's the problem.
Would you agree that some of that stuff is put there just for misinformation or disinformation? Am I correct?
Absolutely, it is. Right. Absolutely, and honestly, it pisses me off because
we have to go further than what we actually see right there visibly. We have to go even further because we have to go through the weeds of what's messy and what's right. Because there's one party that loves misinformation. You know what I'm saying? They don't want Facebook or X or anybody to take off disinformation or misinformation. Am I correct in saying that?
You're right.
Because they're saying, oh, that's freedom of speech. So you rather disseminate a lie than the truth.
No, and I've heard that, and I've seen that. You got to do. But here's the thing. What do you trust? Seriously, what do you trust? One, and I use the best one I can use is the one I did the paper on, the Clintons. Okay. Look, you can't find it anywhere. And I was very adamant about that. Like, wow, how could you steal from children? That was what my paper was based on. How could you steal from kids? How could you steal? And it's gone. Okay. There's no trace of it anywhere.
Jason, I just have this to say, and guys, I gotta go. Okay.
Yeah, you got one more minute.
You can't find that, but the stuff, and I hate the whataboutism, but I have to go back to this. The stuff that Trump has done and doing is in your face, and you can't see the forest from the trees, or trees from the forest, I should say. But how is that? You can't see that he abuses his authority. You can't see that he touched inappropriately and bragged about it. You can't see that he's truly right now a convicted felon. And let's be honest, you know how hard it is for convicted felons to get a job? And he's getting the top job, or trying to get the top job? How is that?
All right, Jason, Craig, Mike, Vic, we got to leave it at that. We're going to have to continue on this dialogue some other time. It's a great conversation. I really appreciate you guys. Hey, Mike, I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Mike.
Thanks, fellas, for having me. Appreciate it. Jason,
hey, when's the next workout with Mike Rashid? When's the next workout?
Oh, we ain't done yet, man. We keep going. We're on a hiatus right now.
I got you.
Matter of fact, it's funny. I just got back home. I'm about to go put my stuff on and go to the gym and do
There you
some
go.
cardio, which I hate, instead of
There you
sauna.
go. There you go. There you
Hey,
go.
gentlemen. Hey, I
Need to have Mike
appreciate
on
this,
again.
man.
I
I
like
love
him.
this. I
Yeah.
love this type of conversation. It is, you know,
Oh, we're gonna do it
y'all
again,
know
most definitely. You know,
dating is
especially
I
closer to
love it.
election time. We're gonna do this again. We got to have
Hey,
Mike to come on.
Yeah.
real quick, I want to give Jason some kudos because again, it's really 4 against 1,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and
yeah.
Jason, for you, no, seriously, for him to come on and stand on his 2 feet and
Right.
and speak his piece and give his opinion, man, that's commendable. I appreciate
Much
that, Jason.
respect. Much
Absolutely.
respect.
100%. Much respect.
Hey guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Please share. Hey, see you on the next one.
Peace.